Hello everybody, welcome to Paco3D.art, and in this video tutorial we're going to be building as an exercise the playground. So let's kick in. I've already got the scene open, and yeah, this is an exercise driven thing, but it's nice to have someone to follow around. I already got this blocked out like I did in the last video, and I'm gonna start building up the pieces. So this is going to be a very long video, and I want you to try to do this your own. But if you're not sure on some parts, feel free to follow along. I will try to be quiet. I don't want to talk too much, and I don't want to ramble too much. Okay, so I'm just gonna go maxi mode with control backspace. There you go. And now I'm just gonna go like that. I'm just gonna use the cardinal view, the top view, because for some reason I'm finding it hard to, there you go. And I'm just gonna check the wireframe to see, how did I do it back in the day? Because I've done this exercise. Oh yeah, so I just scaled it out this way actually. Maybe. It's funny because the way that I'm doing this exercise is almost like, oh, how did I do it? And everyone must be thinking, you did it a million years ago. It's like, yes, that's the answer. I did it a while ago. So, just to be honest, I'm just gonna put down a bit of a story, a bit of a truth bomb. I did this exercise back in Spain. Well, I was in Spain a few months ago, and yeah, I just got busy with a few freelancing jobs, and then yeah, I had an opportunity to to uh, go back to Australia. So here I am. So with this part here, I will hold down Shift to clone that part there. So I'm just gonna clone it. I might fix the pivot point in that area there. Maybe. No, that's fine. So that's, by the way, don't worry too much about making this perfect or not. So I'm just gonna maybe clone this, and I'm gonna combine them. So I'm gonna hold down Shift, right click, and then I'm just gonna combine those two for now. So it centers the pivot point very nicely. And I'm gonna rotate this around by holding J. There you go. So yeah, if you want to work a bit faster, feel free to combine some of those areas and then just go like that. Okay. Ooh. Oh. Wow, man, I am working like an amateur today. Let's do that again. I think what's happening there, I got the selection tool. Just gonna reset this. Because I think when I'm dragging there you go. So that's how I have it. I think it's because I had that checkbox on. And that's not how I work. So there you go. And just gonna move these out to match. Now I'll combine this. And yeah, you can see why sometimes, I'm not the kind of guy that I go, oh, I edit all my videos like crazy and then I show you how everything is perfect, because it isn't. Sometimes you're gonna have hiccups here and there and be like, oh, sugar, I did that the wrong way, right? Okay, cool. So I've done those two parts there. The next part is I'm gonna do the sticks in there. So I'm gonna grab this guy there. I'm gonna, by the way, with these pieces, don't just grab this and then use that. Like, just duplicate it first. Hold Shift, duplicate, and I want you to. What is going on? My computer is bugging out. No, okay, it's fine. That's so weird, man. Am I crazy? Do I know how to use Maya? Anyways, hey guys, this is Maya, and this is how you not use Maya. And then I don't know, what is Maya? What is the meaning of Maya? What's to Maya? Everyone's like, we should go to a different channel. I don't think this guy is good anymore. He's gone crazy, guys. Just don't. Just don't see this guy. That's okay. Maybe, it's good to have some humor sometimes, right? So I'm just gonna snap that to the bottom there. And then I'm gonna snap this guy in the bottom here. Right, and I'm just gonna move this around there. And I'm just gonna, this part here that's twisted, rotated, how do you think that is done? Secreto. So this is where I'm gonna go select the top vertices here. Press B once, grab the selection, and then I'm just gonna rotate it to go, just give it a bit of that variety. There you go. Ahaha. Or maybe not too much. That's a bit too crazy. But yeah, this is a nice way to add a bit of variety. And do you realize it's got a little bit of that sickness going on? So sick boy. So now I'm just gonna maybe do that with this there, just to have a little bit of thickness. Look at that. And yeah, you don't need to do this 4 times. Just go, hold Shift, go meow. And this is why I'm doing this way, right? Like so, cool like that. Cool. All right, 8 minutes in. So with this part here, the way I'm gonna do it is I'm just gonna duplicate the ones I've already done there before on the bottom, but what I might do is just put this part here. So I'm just gonna select this, go move that up there. And by the way, you don't have to do this perfect to the T of the letter. Like, if you get it close, that's enough. And that's fine. So I'm gonna select that, delete it. Select this one, delete it. Select this one, delete those 2. And you don't need to do everything perfect to the T, but I'm just gonna do those 2 guys as well. By the way, the way that I'm doing this, right, when it comes to in terms of modeling, not every single thing that you model has to be done this way, but you be surprised that yeah, like a lot of things can be modeled that way. Like, you just do small pieces, and then after the small pieces, it's a little bit like Legos, and then after that you change things around a little bit, right? Don't try to reinvent the wheel. If something is basic and easy, maybe you can just cheat it a little bit and just, like, I'm not gonna do that piece twice. I'm just gonna do it once and then be like, I'm just gonna do that, done. So it fits, you know. I'm just gonna make a fake floor so I know. I just want to make sure that that guy there is actually touching that guy there. There you go. So it's like, it actually looks like it's touching the floor and it's touching here. And yeah, man, I'm not gonna bother to make it perfect identical. Gonna make the that next. And it's got like 3, 9, 12. So I'm gonna show you again. So remember earlier how I was saying, just do one piece and then duplicate it. So here I have. Wow, the Maya is not. Wow. So you see here how there is a few imperfections and it's a little bit wonky donkey. That is done on purpose. So if you don't have those imperfections, that's fine. I'm not gonna sue you, but and of course I'm not gonna sue you at all because you're just following a weird guy doing a tutorial that is having fun. But yeah, what I would recommend is you duplicate 4 or 5, and then you do one small part to be funky dunky, so just to give it a little bit of randomness. But then you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to do this with every single piece. You just go, all right, just gonna go with this part here, move this in, move this out, and have that, and be like, all right, cool. This looks funky dunky. Yes. This is enough. Like, oh my god, this is so funky, yo. Okay, move this here. And just give it a little bit of that, This is very common to do just to give it a bit of imperfection because in computer graphics, making things perfect is very, very easy. Of course, you can do things perfect. Well, that's a bit too imperfect, but so I'm just gonna fix that a little bit. But things that are man-made sometimes, if you like, for example, you go like a building right in New York, and things are built with machines, it's going to be a lot more perfect. But if a kid put this together, it's going to be a little bit more imperfect. You see it's got holes and things like that, so we want a little bit of that. So now I'm going to select those and going to combine them. Shift right click, combine. And now I'm just gonna go, all right, duplicate that, put it like, yeah, like here, and then I'm gonna duplicate it again, and yeah, that's enough, yo. That's sick. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, oh, wow, that's like professional. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna do now these parts here. Next, I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna rotate him this way. So just to make life easier, I'm just gonna do 1. And then I'm gonna merge them and just duplicate them on both sides. So I'm just gonna try to be clever about that. Move that there. I assume that's the only part. Oh, it's in here as well, I guess. The cone part. And yeah, also like realize that the way that I'm building this is I'm going from the top to the bottom. Like in real life, you don't have things floating unless you're playing Fortnite. So now I duplicated that. And then you're moving that thing. like so. Put this one here. Okay, and now that you've got these two parts there, then I'm just gonna again shift, right click, holding shift, and then holding right click, combine. Move that there. Now if we want to rotate in the center there, we can just hold down V and then try to snap to that part there, and then snap to this part there, and that's going to be rotating now to that point. So it's going to be rotating that corner there. And I can use that as a snapping, and I'm just gonna go, all right, rotate this way. Cool story, bro. And go like that, and then like this. Yeah, why not? Yeah. That should be enough. Why not? Like, I don't want to do too much perfection because it's gonna be enough, right? To just do it like that. Just gonna duplicate that, merge, combine. I thought there you go. Okay. And now I'm just gonna rotate that this way. Sure. So yeah, this is not just about duplicating pieces, it's about merging them as well, right? And think about symmetry in a lot of ways. So you got those pieces there. Next, how many? So this is minute 17 now. I'm just gonna do that part there and then the toboggan. So I'm gonna grab this now. I do want to do, I wish I did this with imperfections, but I'm not gonna do too many imperfections. I'm gonna snap that there, rotate it, show like that, move this around here. Gonna scale it a little bit. Gonna make it a little bit more flat, like that. And again, if we want to have that imperfection pass, just gonna do free, and I'm just gonna select, okay, I'm just gonna do a little bit of this one here, pick this one there, and then this one here, I'm just gonna do a little bit here. And then, I'm just gonna pick some random things to have a few imperfections, but not too many. Because the human eye is very good at picking repetition. So if you did one and then duplicated a million times, people are gonna be like, "Well, are you trying to cheat me here? Like, it's the same piece of wood." But if you do this like every 3 or every 4, then it's gonna be slightly harder to pick what's repeating or not. So then if we do something like that, that's enough. And then combine those. And now I'm just gonna go like that. And then like that. And now we can just combine those again. And now I'm just gonna squeeze a bit more this way. Yeah. Okay, cool. We got those floors, y'all. And now this is like if you want to do, you combine. And now if you want to give a little bit of that extra tweak to make it a little bit not too perfect, you can just do a little bit like this. So just to give some more variety, but I'm just gonna stop there. Yeah. All right, so we got those sticks up there. So I'm just gonna again select those. And ooh. Now you see, you have to be smart. And then if you want to give them some variety, I'm just gonna rotate this a little bit so they don't look too perfect. And They don't look like you're just using the same stick. And yeah, that's fine. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna duplicate this too. Maya does not want to work with me today. Maya is my enemy today. Why is this thing so buggy today? What? I'm going crazy. Anyways, I don't know why it's that bugging out. Maya's great, guys. You'll love it. Maya's fantastic. So I'm just gonna do those, and then I've got that there. So to make that whole, I guess now we just have to do those things. I think I'm gonna use this opportunity to teach you what the hell's mirror on the wall. So I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm gonna be extra lazy. I'm gonna just duplicate this guy there and just stick it here. See, I'm teaching you to be lazy. Lazy is good. You'll go to places being lazy. Lazy is amazing. Now, actually, this is a moment of conversation here that I need to tell you. Yes, being lazy, like, it's not about, like, the whole work hard, make things perfect, work hard, works in some scenarios and it works in some cases. Like, yes, you want perfection, like, to get work in the industry in a lot of places and a lot of things. But in some other workplaces, it's like, no. It's like, just get things done as quickly, as dirty as possible. And as long as things stick together and it looks okay, it's good enough. And yeah, just be clever on how you do some things. And that sometimes is regarded more useful and more helpful. Oh my God, I might need to restart. Cool. I might. No. Alright, so that's working out. I never had that problem before. That's really weird. Okay. I might use world. Move that forward. Alright, cool. I'm gonna do the toboggan next. I'm almost done. I just need to do this roof part here. And we are minute 23, so that's not too bad. So for this part here, this is the trickiest out of the whole thing, I reckon. So in order to do this part here, we are using the smooth, soft selection, but we're just gonna make this longer first. And then after that, we're just gonna go snap that to the end there. And now I'm just gonna snap that to go like yay, maybe, sure. Scale it down maybe a little bit this way. And now I'm just gonna go rotate like that. But if we want to do that nice curvature, I wonder if I just select those two faces there, this guy, I press B, I make that bigger like that. You don't want that to go like that, because then if you move it, we want that to stay there. So you just want to scale it down into those, like those phases there are still blue, so they don't move as much. But then this one here still has the curvature around. So I'm just gonna see what happens if we move this down here. All right, there you go. And now, in order to have a bit of that curve, I'm just gonna select this guy, this one here. And now I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller. And I'm gonna move this down, so it's got that nice curve. I actually prefer my version to, because that makes sense that it's usually like that area there is flat, so then they've got enough space for their bottom to be flat, and then it's like wee, and then when they get out here, that's again the acceleration happens and then it goes down. So that's actually more realistic in my opinion. So there you go. Okay, maybe this one here can be a little bit more down. This is a bit more up like that. Done. Perfect. I like that. I like this. This is much better. Yes, this is very good. Maybe this part here can be a little bit higher. There you go. Perfectos. I do like this one, how that curvature there is a little bit. I must have used a better way to do this. But yeah, that will do it for now. Alright, so moving on, let's do the roof and then we're done. So yeah, I'm holding down J to J for Joker to have snapping. A lot of the techniques that I know that I might seem like I'm just flying, like I'm just using a bunch of shortcuts, but this is why I'm using this tool here so you can see what shortcuts I'm pressing. But yeah, now so I'm gonna build these gray guys there. So we can build this first, and then after that I will build just one side and then I'll put it the other side, and that's it, and we call it a day. Yeah, why not? And then I'm gonna snap that to that point there. And what I might do is I'll just scale it a little bit. I might just go use this the right view to see if I'm scaling this, and that's more or less the middle there, to make sure that this is like sure. Maybe I'll just scale it this way and then hold that, snap it there, and then maybe scale it this way. Not a huge fan of that either. Oh god, no, no, no. No, don't like any of these options. Let's just do it by okay, I think this is a great opportunity to show you another technique. This is called slide, and slide enables you to move things while not changing the silhouette much. So if you double click any of these loops, like this one or this one here, and you hold down shift, not shift, shift and control, it enables you to, let's go to perspective mode here. It enables you to, you see, you got this slide kind of a thing, and then it moves things relatively to that area there without being wonky. And yeah, I'm just gonna use that for now. It's funny how, yeah. I'm just gonna duplicate that here, and now I'm gonna combine this. Combine, and now I'm just gonna clone that and rotate this around the other way. Yep, cool. man, I'm almost done. I just need to do this fella here. I wonder if I could just grab those four and then I'll do that. Sure. I'll grab those, combine them, and just duplicate that, and then rotate that 40 degrees, 45 degrees. And you know what? I'm not gonna care that I'm missing one. I'm just gonna go right view, try to scale that as much as possible. Put that there. And then I'm just gonna squash that a little bit. And oh, yeah, perfect. Yeah. Alright, I'm just gonna put that there. Sure. Oh my god, I love this. This is like my favorite. Cool. Gonna duplicate this, rotate this around. And record. I've done this in 31 minutes. There you go. And so the technique that we used here, this is actually a great demo to show, because when it comes to doing something like this in a video game environment, you might have modular pieces like this, where these pieces here might have been already been textured, and then you do the UVs once, and then you do the texture once. Maybe you would have 3 or 4 variations of this wood, and 3 or 4 variations of this one, and 3 or 4 variations of this one. So it doesn't look too copy pasted, but then you rotate them. So then you texture one piece of wood to be one side, might have a different texture to the back, and then have different variations. And then like this, you're only doing the texturing of few wood pieces, and then you're only doing a certain amount of texturing for just that one piece. But then you go here, and then it's like boom, you're using the same texture in a lot of different ways, and then you can get a lot more art for a lot less, right, and a lot faster. And maybe you can use those pieces to make a fence, or to do some other parts of a house, or you can do a dog house, or and then you're just using the same texture, and then it's going to be a lot faster as well, and a lot more performative. I'm gonna stop here. This is the last video for the components. I am very excited to start teaching you finally. Very similar to what I've done with combining or separating objects or welding vertices. All those operations are called modeling operations. So when it comes to modeling operation, we're going to go a little bit more with like extruding or doing bevels, or inserting additional edge loops, cutting tools. So we're gonna do now my favorite part on modeling, or what is actually modeling, and that is making adjustments to already existing primitives and combining things and doing some really cool things. The way that I'm going to be doing now, because this is now like the second, pretty much, it's like the second part of the introduction to Maya. So now the third part, I'm gonna try to do things a little bit less exercise driven. It's going to be more like, okay, so this is this, and maybe there will be an exercise there. No, I don't know. I'll think about it. Now remember, guys, or everyone out there, remember to subscribe if you haven't yet. Remember to like this video or share it around. And yeah, if you've got any questions, or if you've got an opinion of anything, or if you're not sure of something, yeah, just send me a comment, or send me a message, and I'll come around and help you out. Great work, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.